5:30 a.m. and I have just entered the Budapest airport. I arrived 1.5 hours earlier by bus, for which I was charged €6. I actually didn't have to pay this price because, you know, because I have entered the bus at the first station, which was a mistake, but I know now. Finally in Berlin, and now it's time to go to the city center. I have a lot of time today since I arrived at about 9 o'clock a.m. So that means that I'm going to do a lot of sightseeing since I have a lot of time, and check-in is after 2 o'clock. I think that there are no barricades in metro stations, which is very good because it means that you can enter metro without paying the ticket, and of course there is also no control. So far I like this city. I got to apartment only to leave my things because check-in is later, and right now I'm going to the center, and I hope that I took the right bus. I won't be visiting museums today because they are all closed, I think, but I wanted to show you this church of St. Matthias that was built in 19th century. It was destroyed during the Second World War, and now it was rebuilt after the war. I'm going to check it out. The church is also closed on Monday. Looks like that there are no attractions for today. I can only go shopping and visit memorials. That's all, but it will be enough for one day, I hope. So I'm going to be visiting museums tomorrow, this church and other things. I'm in a Thai restaurant and I took this dish. It's some kind of spring rolls, which is, I think, a Chinese also food. Behind me is German Parliament, in other words known as Reichstag. I would say that it was burned 90 years ago, allegedly by communists, and it was used as a reason to persecute communists during the Nazi era. Now this is Tiergarten Park, and I'm going to find the memorial dedicated to Mozart and Beethoven that is straight there, I think. Behind me is a memorial that is dedicated to three greatest compositors ever: Beethoven, Mozart actually, and right there on the other side is Haydn. So all three of them lived in Vienna in 18th century. Okay, Beethoven lived actually in 19th also, and they are the most famous compositors ever, as I said. Here I am in front of Brandenburg Gate. I actually came here earlier, a few hours ago, and got back to my apartment. But the thing is that I just didn't want to record myself because of the battery. But there I am. This is the, I think, greatest attraction in this city. And I'm in the Espionage Museum, and here I saw many texts about spies since the ancient times, and much of that info I didn't know, although I'm a historian. These are various spy devices that were used in the period after Second World War. during the Cold War. Yeah, but these are some famous spies who were on both sides in the Cold War. Whoa, this spy museum was awesome, I really have to admit. So much information, so many new things. I could have stayed literally all day here, but I didn't have enough time. I stayed until the end of their working time. But I still learned many new things and I'm satisfied. Very fascinated by the transport here in Berlin. And I actually mean the Ubers, because every 5 minutes, with no delay, there is an Uber for every direction, whichever you want. And it's just, you know, great. You can come to every part of the city very fast. I decided to take this donut with pecan and maple because I have never tried anything like that. And by the way, Germans are generally known for donuts. Here they're called Berliners, you know, like something that derives from Berlin. It's tasty even though I took it in a supermarket. But it's really great, you know, and it didn't cost much. Only €1. Something like this. I think, you know, somewhere else it will be more expensive, but still, you know, the quality is so much great. It's noon and I'm about to continue exploring the city. Now I'm going to visit the rest of the Berlin Wall. You can see the rest of the Berlin Wall behind me. It used to divide this city into two parts, Western and Eastern, because the whole country was divided into communist and democratic republic during the Cold War, and it existed for nearly 30 years. Now it serves for artistic expression. Here is the Statue of Liberty. Then I don't know what is this, but it has something to do with Buddha. And this one is my favorite, because if you have in mind what happened in Germany many years ago, it is great to see something like this here at this time. This is a pacifistic work. I'm not sure what this actually represents, but it is very original. It has just so many details as you see it. Okay, and that's all. You know, so really they put a lot of effort to make this wall look beautiful. I think that all these works actually want to represent peace and unity in the world. This is the other side of the wall. It's not that beautiful, but it's still under me is the Spree River, and you can see the rest of the Berlin Wall behind me again. After the Berlin Wall, I decided to visit the Brits Castle, and that's where I'm heading now. It's very near, on a very nice location. There's some kind of I don't know what is this, swamp or lake, and near this lake is the castle. Like, the entrance is free, yeah, so I can check it at least from outside. There is flag, I don't know. Oh, so I can't use my camera. Fortunately, photos were not allowed in Brits, so I didn't film anything. I just passed through the rooms on the ground floor, and there was a guy who charged entrance I think that he didn't see me when I was passing through these rooms. He told me that I need to pay 3 euros. Of course, I had credit card, but I didn't have paper money with me, so I couldn't explore the wall castle. After that, I went to the supermarket to buy lunch. I took this. There is a catering in this supermarket, and for every 100 grams that you take, you pay about €1.20, which is not much. So I took about 300 grams of many things, and I think that it is enough. Today, while watching Google Maps, I discovered this place. Behind me is a church that is dedicated to the first German emperor after the unification of Germany, Emperor Wilhelm I. And it was built somewhere at the end of 19th century after his death. I'm in the interior of church. This is Emperor Wilhelm I. There is the statue of Christ. This is a statue of some woman who symbolizes peace. And this, I'm not sure what it is. It is probably, yes, it is the coronation of Wilhelm, of King Wilhelm from that time for the emperor. And this is a battle in which he took part as a young officer. Now I'm going to visit this church again, and hopefully they will let me in this time, because the church is opened till 6 and now it's 5:30. This is my first time in the Protestant church, and the architecture is very, uncommon. Here, it's not like Orthodox church or a Catholic church, not even close. And I'm going to climb to the first floor to see what do they have. And I really don't understand this. I mean, you have gas and matches on the floor. What is the reason of this? I see some artwork here on the wall and sets of chairs on this side and there also. I think that this is the piano. I forgot the name. And the last attraction for today is Topography of Terror, which is about SS and Gestapo. This photo shows SS during the first year of creation in 1933. We can see their activities. They were publicly humiliating all the people who were opponents of the regime, for example, Jews, the communists. Here we can see them burning books that were un-German. This is the terror of the SS in Poland during the World War II. And now this is their terror in the Soviet Union. I spent more than 1 hour in this museum and it was definitely worth a visit. There are so many pictures, so much information, and of course I didn't manage to see it and read it all. Yes, but still I liked so many details about everything regarding the SS and Gestapo. So yes, I enjoyed it. This day was very dynamic. I saw many things, and this city has so many things to offer that I didn't see even, half of everything. But tomorrow it's time to continue to Prague. Morning now, and for breakfast I took this Schneeke, which is some kind of round sugary snail, and it cost me about €2. After that I'm going to visit the History Museum. German History Museum is closed, but I managed to get here to the Willy Brandt Forum, which is dedicated to ex-West German President Willy Brandt. It's about his life. Here behind me is a photo showing him kneeling. Also, because of the crimes the Germans committed there, it's some kind of apology that he made, and he was very famous for that. You can see him here in various, how should I say, newspapers. Him in the front pages of the Spiegel, German newspaper. According to this that I read, he fought against pollution. While I was commuting by Uber, it stopped for about 5 minutes, maybe a bit more, and it was a very unpleasant feeling because I thought that I was going to be late, but everything is okay now. I'm near the station and I'm going to get by Prague at about 4:30. The bus has just arrived after more than 3.5 hours delay, which means that I will come very late to Prague. But